こんにちは、ジャパニーズアモのミサです。Hey guys! Today we're going to read a Japanese folk tale, a very famous story to improve reading and listening skills. The title of the story is ネズミの嫁入り。ネズミの嫁入り。ネズミ means mouse or rat, and 嫁 means bride.嫁入り means wedding or marriage, but it's not very common word. So I would suggest you to remember the word 結婚 instead. But you might see this word 嫁入り in stories or especially folk tales. Anyway, this title in English is The Mouse's Wedding. By the way, if you didn't know, I love rats, mice, rodents. I had pet rats. ネズミが大好きです。Anyway, let's start reading the story. ネズミの嫁入り。昔々あるところにネズミの家族が住んでいました。お父さんネズミとお母さんネズミと娘の中子です。ある日、中子はお父さんに結婚したいネズミがいると言いました。お父さんは中子の話を聞かないで、中子は世界で一番のネズミだから、中子の結婚相手も世界で一番でなければならない、とお父さんは言いました。太陽が一番強いでしょう、とお母さんは言いました。お父さんとお母さんは太陽のところに行きました。太陽様、世界で一番強い太陽様に中子の結婚相手になってほしいんです。とお父さんは言いました。雲の方が私より強い。私は雲に隠されてしまう。と太陽は言いました。そこでお父さんとお母さんは雲のところに行きました。風の方が私より強い。私は風に吹き飛ばされてしまう。と雲は言いました。次にお父さんとお母さんは風のところに行きました。壁の方が私より強い。私がいくら吹いても壁は動かない。と風は言いました。最後にお父さんとお母さんは壁のところに行きました。ネズミの方が私より強い。ネズミにかじられたら私の体には穴が開いてしまう。と壁は言いました。お父さんとお母さんは家へ帰りました。私の好きなネズミと結婚させてください。と中子は二人に言いました。お父さんとお母さんは反省して、中子は中子が好きなネズミと結婚しました。おしまい。Anyway, that's the end of the story. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, it's generally a really good idea to read text in Japanese and try to understand. But be careful because some stories, especially like old fairy tales, old folk tales, often use quite archaic words or words are not very common. Not just words, but like the grammar is a bit different as well. So don't be scared if you see something that you've never seen before. You see something and you don't understand at all. And when I was learning Russian, I would do the same. I would read books and articles in Russian, and people were like, oh, you gotta read Crime and Punishment, Dostoevsky, Tolstoy, and all the famous names. And I did read Crime and Punishment and I liked it, but it's so thick and it's very intimidating. So you don't have to always read, really famous, difficult books that are meant to be amazing. Like, you can just read whatever you like. So I was actually reading manga in Russian. So originally Japanese, but was translated into Russian, and I was reading that because I like manga. So just grab materials that you like. Don't be pressured into reading something you don't like. Anyway, if you love learning languages like I do, then you can try Rosetta Stone, and the app actually forces you to read, speak, everything in that language. And the app actually really forces you to speak. So if you just try to, read, the app doesn't let you go further, which is actually good, I think, because I tend to be a bit lazy and speaking can come later, and then I just listen or I just read, and then I don't really practice speaking. So my mouth is not used to pronouncing certain words. If you have friends who are native speakers, then that's great, but not everyone has that. If you're a bit crazy like me and learning multiple languages at the same time, then you can have the unlimited membership on Rosetta Stone, and you can have access to every language possible on that app.
Женщина и ее собака.
Женщина и ее собака.
Мужчина и собака.
Мужчина и собака. And I used to learn Italian as well at school.
Una bambina.
Una bambina.
Un bambino.
Un bambino.
Het meisje drinkt.
Het meisje drinkt.
Het meisje eet.
Het meisje eet.
Eki.
Eki.
女の人は電車の中で寝ています。
女の人は電車の中で寝ています。Anyway, if you're interested in Rosetta Stone, click the link in my description box. And they also offer the 30-day refund. So even if you don't like it, you can get a refund. And if you use my link, you can get 50% off the language course. And I recommend you to get the lifetime subscription. And remember, they do offer the 30-day refund, so give it a try. Now listen to the story ネズミの嫁入り, The Mouse's Wedding, one more time. So in this video, first I will show you a sentence. You will try to read it on your own. Then I will read it for you. Then we will take a look at the meaning of the sentence and we'll complete the story. じゃあ始めましょう。昔々あるところにネズミの家族が住んでいました。昔々あるところにネズミの家族が住んでいました。If you read a Japanese folktale, fairy tale, any story really, it usually starts with this line. 昔々あるところに This is like once upon a time, there lived. So, 昔 means a long time ago. So, 昔々 a long time ago. あるところに in a place. So, aru means to exist. There is, we have, like you can translate in many ways, but if you say aru tokoro, aruhi, you put it in front of a noun, it's like some, certain. So aru tokoro, in some place, like we don't want to name the place, but there is this place. Or aruhi, someday. Aru hito, some person. I don't want to name the person, but there's this person. So aru tokoro ni, in some place, in a certain place. ネズミの家族 a mouse family 住んでいました lived. So once upon a time there lived a mouse family. 次。お父さんネズミとお母さんネズミと娘の中子です。お父さんネズミとお母さんネズミと娘の中子です。お父さんネズミ、dad who is a rat. お母さんネズミ、a mom who is also a rat. 娘、daughter. And the daughter's name is 中子. So choo-choo is the squeak sound mice make in Japanese. Choo-choo. So 中子. For girl's name, it's quite common to add this ko, which means child. So Asako, Akiko, Haruko, Fuyuko, Makiko, just like so many girls' names that end with this ko. So 中子. So when the Japanese person reads this name, 中子, we immediately know that it's a girl's name. 次。ある日、中子はお父さんに結婚したいネズミがいると言いました。ある日、中子はお父さんに結婚したいネズミがいると言いました。ある日、one day. Remember, あるところ、someplace. ある日、one day. 中子 said to her dad, お父さんに to dad 言いました said 結婚したい結婚 marriage 結婚する to get married 結婚したい to want to get married 結婚したいネズミ a mouse she wants to marry a mouse 中子 wants to marry いる there is so there is a mouse that she wants to marry 次お父さんは中子の話を聞かないでお父さんは中子の話を聞かないで This is not the end of the sentence, but the dad, without listening to what she says, so 中子の話 as a noun means story or what one says. 聞く to listen, 聞かない not listen, 聞かないで without listening. So without listening to her, 次中子は世界で一番のネズミだから中子の結婚相手も世界で一番でなければならない。中子は世界で一番のネズミだから中子の結婚相手も世界で一番でなければならない。 Okay, so this is what the dad says. Chuko is the best mouse in the world. 世界 the world 世界で in the world 一番 number one, the best. So you can either just say 一番いい or 一番 to mean the best. So you can either put 一番 in front of an adjective to say the most, the best. For example, 一番かわいい means the cutest. 一番おいしい the most delicious. But you can also just say 一番の noun to mean the best something. So 一番の restaurant, the best restaurant. It depends, right? 一番のネズミ the best mouse, the best rat. But you can also say 一番いい something to mean the best, like the goodest. So if the quality of something is the top notch, then you can say 一番いい because いい means good, right? So 世界で一番のネズミだからKara means because, and you put the reason in front of this kara. But since nezumi is a noun, you have to add this da. Nezumi da kara. Otherwise, if you're going to put a verb or an adjective, you don't need to put the da there. So kawaii kara because it's cute. Tabeta kara because I ate. But now da kara. 人間だから間違える because I'm a human, I make mistakes. Then 中古の結婚相手 So 相手 means the other person. It could mean like partner or companion, but it's really the other person. So if I'm talking to you, you're my 相手. If I'm playing against you, you can also be my 相手. So if I'm doing something with you, even against you, I would call you 相手. But remember, it can mean partner, but you don't really use it as the girlfriend, boyfriend kind of partner. So I wouldn't say 相手がいる to mean I have a girlfriend, boyfriend. Anyway, we use this word 相手, for example, 話し相手, the other person I'm talking to, or if I'm playing a game, or it can be a video game, it can be a baseball game, people I'm playing against will also be 相手. So 相手は強い. The opponents are strong. Anyway, 結婚相手, marriage partner, the person who will marry somebody. In this case, 中古. So the person who will marry 中古も also 世界で一番 the best in the world でなければならない. Maybe you guys know なきゃ has to, have to, must. So for example, I have to sleep, I have to go to bed. You'd say 寝なきゃinformally, or 寝なければなりません or 寝なければいけません I have a lesson on this, so check it out. But you basically make the negative form for the informal speech. So 食べない、見ない、話さない and then you change the last E into か so you get なきゃ at the end. And that's how we say I gotta, I have to informally. So 行かなきゃ means I have to go, I gotta go. 行かなければいけません formally. You can also do 行かなければなりません。行かなければいけません sounds more subjective, and 行かなければなりません sounds more objective. But anyway, here なければならない instead of なりません it's ならない so it still sounds a bit stiff, but the dad is speaking like this. The dad is speaking like this to sound purposely stiff, so to sound more, strong and formal, although he's still talking informally to his family. If you want to say, one must be something, you'd say noun でなければならない。or noun でなきゃ。or noun でなければいけません。次。とお父さんは言いました。So, お父さん is the subject here. So, dad, and then 言いました said. This と is used to quote what the dad said. So, in Japanese, usually we say what the person said. So, the speech. Then you say と言いました. So, it's like blah blah blah, he said. 次。太陽が一番強いでしょうとお母さんは言いました。太陽が一番強いでしょうとお母さんは言いました。So this time quoting what the mom says. 太陽 the sun. 太陽が一番強い strong. And 一番強い again 一番 plus adjective, you can translate like the most, right? So the 一番強い the strongest でしょう. Again, you have a listen on this, but it can be used like probably or right. In this case, it's probably. So the sun is probably the strongest in the world. とお母さんは言いました。That's what the mom said. 次。お父さんとお母さんは太陽のところに行きました。お父さんとお母さんは太陽のところに行きました。So dad and mom went to the sun, went to see the sun. So here you will see a few people who are not people. Anyway, when you go to a place, you usually say a place に行く, like 日本に行く, 東京に行きます, right? You don't need this extra word のところ. ところ means place. So you don't say 東京のところ. It sounds weird. The only time we say this のところ is you want to say where the person lives or where a certain thing is. So ミサのところ means Mrs. place. And 太陽のところ, again, this is a fairy tale, okay? So it's not realistic, but this is basically the sun's place. So where the sun is. 次。太陽様、世界で一番強い太陽様に中古の結婚相手になってほしいんです。太陽様、世界で一番強い太陽様に中古の結婚相手になってほしいんです。So, 太陽 is the sun. 太陽様, they're talking as if the sun is someone who is very great. If you're talking to somebody you have to respect, in Japanese, you add sama, the honorific suffix. So, yeah, 太陽様, or dear son, or honorable son. So, there are so many variations of this story. I rewrote this story personally, so it's easier and it's this story uses more common words, but you might see お日様. I mean, it's also kind of a common word. お日様 to mean the sun. So you can also say お日様. That's what a lot of children use to refer to the sun. So if you want to say the sun is out, you can say 日が出てる. He can also mean the sun. お日様が出てる. Or 太陽が出てる. But when we talk about the sun as a star, we usually call it 太陽. Anyway, the next part. Somebody に手欲しい。手欲しいんです means I would like you to do something for me. So in this case, the dad is speaking. I would like you, Mr. Sun, to become なってほしい. So the verb is なる and it's in the te form なってほしい. 結婚相手 so the marriage, so the person who marries 中古. So 結婚相手になってほしい. In other stories, they might use words like 花婿, bridegroom. Yeah, if you want to know the words, 花嫁 means bride and 花婿 means bridegroom. So you could say 中古の花婿になってほしいんです. Or if the son is a woman, you could say 中古の花嫁になってほしいんです. And then とお父さんは言いました. That said. 次。雲の方が私より強い。私は雲に隠されてしまう。と太陽は言いました。雲の方が私より強い。私は雲に隠されてしまう。と太陽は言いました。So, X の方が Y より means X is more than Y. The cloud is stronger than me. 雲の方が私より強い。私は雲に隠されてしまう。So, 隠す means to hide. 隠される means to be hidden. So, I'm hidden by the cloud. 雲に So, the doer, the person who hides に隠されて隠される. I'm hidden by the cloud. Okay, again, this is the passive form that you have to learn and I have a lesson on it, so check it out. 雲に隠されてしまう. てしまうちゃう means against my will or although I don't like it, this happens. Or I regret doing something. But in this case, he's showing his frustration about being hidden by the cloud. 次。そこで、お父さんとお母さんは、雲のところに行きました。そこで、お父さんとお母さんは、雲のところに行きました。So then, the dad and the mom went to see the cloud. Again, person no tokoro, the cloud's place. So this all sounds like there is a house for the sun and the cloud. Knock down, Mr. Cloud, are you there? Okay, 次。風の方が私より強い。私は風に吹き飛ばされてしまう。風の方が私より強い。風 wind. So, the wind is stronger than me. Why? 私は風に吹き飛ばされてしまう。So, 風が吹く is how we say the wind blows. Wind blows. Okay? 風が吹く。And 吹き飛ばす means to blow away, to blow off. So, 飛ぶ means fly. 飛ばす means to make something fly. So, it's like to throw, usually. 吹き飛ばす so you have to imagine something blows, like the air blows so hard that something flies away. So, 吹き飛ばす So, just imagine like a typhoon hitting a city, and then we really use the word 吹き飛ばす。吹き飛ばされる Again, the passive form. So, like 傘が吹き飛ばされた。する becomes される、されます in the passive form. To be blown away, to be blown off. So, the umbrella was blown away. Again, てしまう like against my will, or I don't like the fact that you know the wind pushes me, but so 吹き飛ばされてしまう So the wind blows me away 次にお父さんとお母さんは風のところに行きました。風のところ。Knock knock, Mr. Wind. 風さんいますか So they went to see the wind. And then the wind says, 壁の方が私より強い。私がいくら吹いても壁は動かないと風は言いました。壁の方が私より強い。私がいくら吹いても壁は動かないと風は言いました。So the wind says, the wall is stronger than me. 壁の方が私より強い。私がいくら吹いても So, いくらってても means no matter how. So, no matter how hard I blow air at it, no matter how hard I huff at it, 壁は動かない。The wall doesn't move. 動く to move. 動かない not move. 次。最後にお父さんとお母さんは壁のところに行きました。Lastly, 最後に The dad and the mom went to see Mr. Wall. 壁。次。ネズミの方が私より強い。ネズミにかじられたら私の体には穴が開いてしまう。ネズミの方が私より強い。ネズミにかじられたら 私の体には穴が開いてしまう。と壁は言いました。And the wall says, Mice are stronger than me. ネズミの方が強い。Why? ネズミにかじられたら。So, かじる means to bite, to know. So, there are two verbs for to bite. So, 噛む means to bite and chew. And かじる also means to bite. But usually, かじる is used about biting something very hard. And usually using like just the front teeth. So like the way rats, mice, like squirrels would bite something. Or when a human takes a bite at an apple. That's かじる. But 噛む, biting or chewing, we'd usually imagine like with the with teeth at the back, or what you're biting doesn't have to be hard. So just remember, like mice usually かじる, and like with dogs, when a dog wants or a wolf wants to bite, let's say a person, then that's 噛む not かじる. Anyway, ネズミにかじられる, again the passive form. If a mouse bites me, or I'm bitten by a mouse, and this たら if, when. So if a mouse bites me, 私の体 my body 穴 a hole 開いてしまう。穴が開く is a hole is made. So it will make a hole in my body. So the wall is saying that mice are stronger than the wall because mice can bite, chew, and they can pierce a wall and they can make a hole. Okay, 次。お父さんとお母さんは家へ帰りました。The dad and the mom went home. You can either say 家に帰る or 家へ帰る. There is a difference between ni and and I have a lesson there that you can usually saying 家へ帰る sounds more formal than 家に帰る. And then 私の好きなネズミと結婚させてくださいと中子は二人に言いました。私の好きなネズミと結婚させてくださいと中子は二人に言いました。So, 私の好きなネズミthe mouse that I like, the mouse that I love. 結婚する to get married, 結婚させて This is the causative form and Japanese is weird because it can mean either make me marry or force me to marry or let me marry. So it's all about asking for permission, okay? So let me marry the mouse that I love. That's what Juko said to two of them, 二人, so the dad and the mom. 最後。お父さんとお母さんは反省して、中子は中子の好きなネズミと結婚しました。お父さんとお母さんは反省して、中子は中子の好きなネズミと 結婚しました。Okay. 反省する means to think about one's mistakes. So you think about it and you feel bad, and that's 反省する, like reflecting. The dad and the mom thought about their mistakes. They thought that it was a bit stupid of them to ask around that you should, have let the daughter choose who she wants to marry. And Chuko married the mouse that she loved. 中古は中古の好きなネズミと結婚しました。So, happy ending. Again, like I said, there are a few variations of the story. Depending on the author, it's like the dad and the mom still end up choosing the strongest mouse in the village for her. So, like, she doesn't really make a decision for her, but it's 2022. I didn't want to, do that way, because some other stories are like she fell in love with a mouse and she said that's the mouse she wanted to marry. And yeah, like basically the way I told you this story. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want more videos like this, please let me know. And you can get the full text on Patreon. Again, I would like to thank all my patrons for supporting me. And I really appreciate every support I get from you guys. はい、じゃあまたね。バイバーイ。昔々あるところにネズミの家族が住んでいました。お父さんネズミとお母さんネズミと娘の中子です。ある日、中子はお父さんに結婚したいネズミがいると言いました。お父さんは中子の話を聞かないで、中子は世界で一番のネズミだから、中子の結婚相手も世界で一番でなければならない、とお父さんは言いました。太陽が一番強いでしょう、とお母さんは言いました。お父さんとお母さんは太陽のところに行きました。太陽様、世界で一番強い太陽様に中子の結婚相手になってほしいんです。とお父さんは言いました。雲の方が私より強い。私は雲に隠されてしまう。と太陽は言いました。そこでお父さんとお母さんは雲のところに行きました。風の方が私より強い。私は風に吹き飛ばされてしまう。と雲は言いました。次にお父さんとお母さんは風のところに行きました。壁の方が私より強い。私がいくら吹いても壁は動かない。と風は言いました。最後にお父さんとお母さんは壁のところに行きました。ネズミの方が私より強い。ネズミにかじられたら私の体には穴が開いてしまう。と壁は言いました。お父さんとお母さんは家へ帰りました。私の好きなネズミと結婚させてください。と中子は二人に言いました。お父さんとお母さんは反省して、中子は中子が好きなネズミと結婚しました。